Svetlana Ražnatović, known by her stage name Ceca, is a Serbian pop-folk singer, and one of the most popular singers in Serbia and the Balkans. She started her career as a folk singer in 1988. Being one of the highest-paid artists in the Serbian music industry, she performs pop-folk. Early life: Ceca was born Svetlana Ražnatović in the village of Angstrom, one-half Etoraja, then part of Yugoslavia. She lived with her parents, father Slobodan and mother Mira, until 1991, when she eloped to Switzerland with her boyfriend at the age of 18. She has a sister named Lydia. Career: Ceca had her first public appearance at the age of 9, in her hometown, and at the age of 13 she sang in a hotel on the Montenegrin coast, while vacationing with her parents. Here, the acclaimed singer and accordion player Mirko Kodia noticed her, and helped her in recording her first studio album Svetlana Ražnatović. At the age of 15, she performed at the Ilada Three-Quarters, a music festival in Sarajevo, at which her song Svetlana Ražnatović won the competition, and became a hit. Ceca was mentored by Dobrivoje Ivanković, a composer and producer of folk music, who launched many careers in the 1970s and 1980s. Her first two albums, Svetlana Ražnatović and Ludo Srce, were made in the traditional Serbian folk music style, with some songs, such as Volim Te, having a more modern production. Pustit me da ga vidim, she quickly became a very popular teenage star and idol for many people in Serbia. Her third album was a major hit in the former Yugoslavia. Ceca became the best-selling artist of the Belgrade TV's record label PGPRTB and third best-selling female folk artist in Yugoslavia, behind Lepa Brena and Dragana Mrković. She continued in the same direction with her next album, Babaruga, which included a music video for the song Hejva Njaci, composed of footage from her 18th birthday gala event. At the age of 17, Ceca was cast in the role of Kotana, a gypsy singer and dancer, in Stojan Stoja's directorial effort of Naista Krv, a movie based on the works of Serbian playwright and novelist Borisav Stanković. Even though she had acted alongside actors such as Rade Angstrom, Urbida Three-Quarters Ija, Ljuba Tadija, she felt that her role was unimportant and therefore asked for her scenes to be removed because of low quality. The troubled production took years to complete and received poor critical reception upon its release in 1996. She continued to work with Marina Tucaković, Eden Dervia Haladovia, and later with their young proto-copyright copyright Alexander Milia, with whom she continues to work today. Her next three albums, Angstrom Taljata Utva Jimvanama, Jujo Spavam Utvojaj Majasai and Fatulna Ljubov, broadened her popularity and included hit songs such as Nij Monotonija, and two covers of hit Hanka Paldum songs, Troy Three-Quarters Iosve, and Volela Sam Volela, with a more modern production of music videos, and an evolving style. Her popularity grew, as demonstrated by her 1996 album Emotivna Luda and 1997's Maskarada. The song Nivel Jala from Maskarada became the #1 hit in Serbia for 17 consecutive weeks. Her recording schedule became erratic because of the birth of her two children, Veljko in 1996 and Anastasia in 1998, and having to deal with family tragedy. She released her 10th studio album, Ceca 2000, which featured multiple hit songs, Crveno, and two covers, Crni Sneg, and Sva Edan. Her 11th album Desenajar had two hit songs, To Nože, and the title track. Ceca's 12th album was Gorod Ljubavi, released in 2004, and her 13th studio album Ideal No Lower contained the hit songs Manta, and Ko Three-Quarters Apamti. She released her 14th studio album Ljubav Angstrom Three-Quarters Ivi in June 2011. In June 2013, she held a concert at Way Infinity in Belgrade in front of 170,000 people for her 40th birthday, singing 47 songs for 4 hours, breaking her personal record. Other activities. Football. She inherited the football club FK Obilja from her deceased husband and became its president. She often appeared at matches in fur coats and imposed strict monetary punishments on players who performed poorly. Obilia, former champion of Yugoslavia, sank in the rankings. It has continued to fall, currently relegated to a local amateur league. When Miljan Miljanić stepped down as president of the Football Association of Yugoslavia in September 2001, Ceca was promoted as his successor. One notable supporter was Velibor Vasovic. The former Ajax captain noted that she was one of the few investing money in Serbian football. Former Crvena Zvezda player Dragan Stojković was elected instead. In March 2011, Ceca was charged with embezzlement and accused of illegal possession of 11 weapons. She has sold 15 players of FK Obilia to several international football clubs, including Fenerbahce Section E. State prosecutors accused Ceca of taking for personal use an illegal share in the sale of 15 players. Ceca denied having been involved in any illegal activity, saying her late husband was responsible for FK Obilia and the 11 illegal weapons found in her home, the property of a man who had died a decade before. Politics Ceca was appointed the honorary president of the Party of Serbian Unity formed by her late husband, Angstrom 1/2 Eljko Raw 3/4 Nativia. She has not been politically active and claims to have only accepted the position in honor of her deceased husband. After clashing with the president of the party, Borislav Polivia, on many issues, Ceca withdrew herself from politics completely. On the night of March 17, 2004, Ceca and Kristojan Golubović gathered demonstrators in front of the government building in Belgrade to speak about the situation in Kosovo and the burning of more than 300 Serbian Orthodox churches in Kosovo. Charity Ceca is the president of the Third Child Humanitarian Fund. Her organization's prime goal is to increase the birth rate in Serbia and to help families who already have 3 or more children. She has held several humanitarian concerts raising money for food, clothing, and sundries to benefit the Serbs in Kosovo, after the 2004 unrest in Kosovo in March 2004. Legacy Due to her enormous popularity, she has been dubbed Serb Mother. Personal life Svetlana lived at home until her move to Switzerland in 1991, aged 18. She dated Dejan Angstrom Aban Marjanovic, a minor Belgrade gangster, who was murdered. She was then in a relationship with former FK Borac footballer and restaurateur Hirosa Mada 3/4 year. While performing for the Serb Volunteer Guard, a paramilitary force also known as Arkan's Tigers, in Adut on October 11, 1993 during the Croatian War, she met her husband, Angstrom 1/2 Eljko Arkan Raw 3/4 Nativia, a paramilitary and criminal. When the Party of Serbian Unity was formed, she was asked by Arkan to perform. He was married at the time, and the divorce that ended that marriage was finalized 2 months before their wedding. Arkan proposed to Ceca on January 7, 1995 and they married 1 month later on February 19. Their wedding was broadcast on television, made headlines in newspapers, and was portrayed by Serbian media as a Serbian fairy tale. They had 2 children, a son Veljko in 1996 and daughter Anastasia in 1998. Ceca's parents, Mira and Slobodan, were against the marriage of their daughter to a paramilitary member. Arkan was shot on January 15, 2000 in a Belgrade hotel by 4 gunmen. Despite having been shot in the head, he remained alive for a brief period of time but died in Ceca's arms in the back seat of the car that was taking them to the emergency room. After 15 months of mourning, she made her first public appearance in April 2001 in a television interview. "A part of me died that day. I will always love him, and only him, I'm sure of that," she said in the interview. Reformist Serbian Prime Minister Zoran Milanović was assassinated on March 12, 2003, prompting Serbian authorities to launch Operation Sablja. Ceca's luxury Belgrade home was raided as part of the crackdown on the network of criminals and nationalists behind the assassination. The raid led to a thorough investigation. She was arrested on March 17, 2003 and charged with illegal possession of multiple firearms. Ceca was one of dozens of people detained in the crackdown and she spent 3 months in prison. She also claimed the firearms were brought to the house by her late husband. In 2011, Raw three-quarters Nativia pleaded guilty to embezzling millions of euros from the transfers of players from the football club FK Obilja, which she inherited from her late husband, and again illegal possession of 11 weapons. Ceca had sold 15 players of FK Obilja to several international football clubs. Serbian state prosecutors accused her of taking for personal use an illegal share in the sale of 15 players. Ceca denied having been involved in any kind of illegal activities, saying that her late husband was responsible for FK Obilja and that the 11 illegally possessed weapons found in her home also belonged to him. Under a plea bargain, Raw three-quarters Nativia was ordered to spend 8 months under house arrest, avoiding the maximum sentence that the charges against her carry, 12 years in prison. Ceca was sentenced to 1-year house arrest and fined €1.5 million. According to court records, she has paid €1 million of the fine. The remaining third is guaranteed by a mortgage on her Belgrade home. Ceca continues to face other court cases, such as for violent criminal behavior, repaying a loan from Komercijalna Bank, and repaying a debt to Vojislava Urkovića, a former member of the paramilitary unit once controlled by Arkan. Discography Studio albums Cvetak Znovitak, Ludo Sce, Pustitni Darga Vidim, Babaruga, Angstrom Taljata Utvajim Vinama, Judjo Spavam Utvojaj Majasai, Fatulna Ljubov, Emotivna Luda, Maskarada, Ceca 2000, Desenajar, Gorod Ljubavi, Ideal No Lower, Ljubov Angstrom 3/4 Ivi, Posiv. Live albums Tomiki, 2, Babaruga, Kukavika plus Tour Morden, Halapioneer, Maracana, Live Way Infinity, Live Way Infinity 2. Remix albums London Mix, C, Club. Filmography, Sveo Sesi. Svedbody Sanich, Impure Blood. Use Live DVD, Making of Gorod Ljubavi, Ceca Special. References. External links, Ceca on Twitter Ceca Raw three-quarters Nativia official Twitter account, Ceca official official site, Facebook page official Facebook page, Ceca online Ceca Raw three-quarters Nativia fan site plus forum, Ceca RS Ceca Raw three-quarters Nativia largest Ceca fan site in Serbia, Observer interview by Adam Higginbottom.